Have you seen this interview with Francis Ngannou?
Your son was 15 months old?
15 months old.
What happened?
Bro, I think he has some malformation on his brain, which is something that we didn't know.
Where he opens up on the tragic loss of his son, Kobe.
He fainted. He passed out twice. The first time was in Cameroon. We took him to the hospital. They didn't find anything. The second time was in Saudi. We took him to the hospital. They ran a lot of exams. They didn't do anything. They did the EEG. Didn't do the scan.
Just to pause here for a moment, this was around the time Francis Ngannou competed in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh to be exact, and he took on Anthony Joshua after, in my view, defeating Tyson Fury in his first fight in the sport of boxing since leaving the Ultimate Fighting Championship, betting on himself and winning with back-to-back humongous paydays. However, knowing what we know now, I cannot imagine what he felt knowing this was going on behind the scenes and he had to train for these fights and had to get himself physically but also mentally ready to compete in such a grueling sport like boxing.
According to them, their conclusion was that he has a swollen lung, and that was what was pressing his chest and stopping him from breathing and create that faint. So after all those exams, they give him some medicine that is going to be okay, nothing to worry about. Because at first, they even thought about like asthma. They give like a ventilator.
Let's pause here as well. Ngannou would tell the story of how he was training and getting his body ready, as always. And he tried calling his family. He tried calling multiple times, and there was no answer. And then he continued his workout. But I believe he said while he was on the bike, he got this news.
My phone rang. It was my little brother. Say, bro, things are not going well here. I'm like, what? He said, Kobe passed out. He's not breathing. We are at the hospital. They kicked me out from the room. And I'm like, what happened? And then as we are talking, he's also trying to get information. So I lost him for like 3-4 minutes. Then after, I call again, and then I'm talking to him while he's talking to the nurse. Where is dad? His dad is not here. Where? He's gone. Just like that. He's gone. What do you mean he's gone? How come he's gone? This kid was 15 months. He was bigger than 15 months. He was growing. He was the most joyful, happy kids around. Hey, what do you mean he's gone? Gone where? Bro, that was it.
Tragically, Kobe Ngannou, at just 15 months old, would pass away while Francis was in Dubai. He would say, quote, "I thought I was dreaming. I thought they were going to say that's not true. I kept calling again and everybody confirmed it. I called my mom. She was in tears. What the blank is this? That was it," he would say.
At all. Nothing mean. Like, nothing. He was the only thing at time that really mattered.
Yeah.
But he's not there anymore.
It is heartbreaking hearing this. And Francis would also go over his childhood. I mean, he really opened up here. He would go over his childhood and discuss how his father passed away when Ngannou was just 15 years old. He would say at that time, or rather, they wrote for MMA fighting at that time, Ngannou knew as a child that he really had no control over the situation. It was much more difficult to reconcile his son's death because Ngannou tried to give him everything, which included the best possible medical care. Ultimately, it did not matter. Here's the quote from Ngannou. You get back in the apartment and see all his toys, the stuff that he was playing with, the things that you took from him the other day and put here. It's right there, but he's not there anymore and will never be there anymore, he would say. If they ask you, what do you want or what can comfort you, you don't know. It's nothing. It's really about facing it daily. Take it one at a time. Ngannou ever being, who I've interviewed, one of the more positive athletes with their outlook on life, even through the dire times that he is in, would say this.
But in your heart, you feel like you're broke. You have nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing is worth it. I mean, I always love life and know that I have everything of society, but at least for once, I'm like, at least whenever I die, I'm gonna go see my kid. I'm gonna see him.
Wow.
I'm not afraid of it. I still want to live, but at least whenever, you get to, you get to that point to think like that. So somewhere you're looking forward for whenever that happens.
It is optimistic. It is telling of him. It is telling of his character. It is revealing that even through darkness, he sees light. From a sporting perspective, we know that he has taken an extended break. We know why. He is going to be competing again, but he has basically said he wants to have a purpose. He had a purpose previously. He wanted to help his family. He wanted to help himself, but he would say this. That's why I really want to come back and do something, because I really think like maybe I should. I get to the point that I'm like, why do I fight for? I don't even have to. I don't want to. But bro, that boy, Kobe, for only 15 months, I think he taught me something. I think that's the only way to honor him, his memory. Give him a life, get a purpose, make him a motivation. I'll be honest. And I know there's a lot of people who will hear this and will understand where I'm coming from. But as a new father, that stuff just changes you. Becoming a dad, becoming a parent. I was told by somebody that you will become the best version of yourself after you have a child. And my daughter makes my heart whole. The beaming light of happiness. The laughter, the smiles, the bonding. And I just cannot imagine. I just can't imagine. Just to be taken from you immediately. I don't know. All I can say is, my heart goes out to Francis Ngannou and his family. Because he didn't have to open up, but he did. And his perspective is spot on. His mindset is spot on. And I just feel for him. I just really do. I know you guys come to me for like deeper analysis, but it just, hearing it stopped me in my tracks, and now recording it stops me in my tracks. Much love to Francis and his family.